Welcome back, travelers. So a dozen chocolate filled or?
Joe, I'm the one with the phone out.
That's why mine didn't have any magic lore. Check out what they got at Shipley's though.
Oh, wow. No, Joe.
Fine.
Welcome back, travelers, to Legendary Lore! I just had like 1,000 nuggies, so that was...
And you're about to have 8 wings.
The French. Okay,
Ariel
anyways.
just got back from a concert and wants wings.
Yeah, so basically, today's episode is going to be about the Locked Tower. This is the point in which we last left off before we had the whole Squeak debacle, where Karn, Jaya, Joda, Teferi, and Sten are all locked inside the tower. Now, one of them is the Phyrexian Sleeper Agent.
So as we were going over before, let me re-go over it.
Yes, this is just theories.
So Karn shouldn't be corrupted, but also Ricky kind of hinted stuff there, so there's that. Jaya's super dead.
Probably.
Teferi just got here. If he just got here and was the Phyrexian, that would be so messed up. Just like, hey guys, how you doing? Is this oil?
Look at that.
It'd be hilarious, but they're not here to make a hilarious story. They're here to make a good one, so I don't think it's Teferi. I'm leaning towards Joda.
And why is that?
Process of elimination, and because he doesn't serve a purpose, but is a big name. His name is important. Like, you see Joda and just like, wow, it's Joda. What does he do? Nothing. If you see Joda now and just like, what's Joda? He was an important mage that was Urza's grandson and is now Phyrexianized and one of the main ones. That'd be cool.
It would be a good use of his character.
It would be, and they need to use Joda's character.
And then we have Sten.
And then we have Sten, whose card is not Phyrexian, but they've been known to throw misleading cards out before, so he's still not ruled out.
So right now, Joe's mainly looking at Joda and Sten. So Karn, it just opens up saying, Karn wished to be alone. He wished to be working on research. If only he could lose himself in a mathematical formula's Christmas. If only he could forget how it felt to have oil and blood drying on his body. But he could not escape. He was locked into New Gargive's watchtower in a small circular upper room ringed in steel-shuttered windows. So, basically, Jaya looks directly at him and is like, where's the Silex? And he looks at her like, wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't all of you like to know? And
So they're playing Among Us.
It's basically Among Us. This entire thing. And so his response to her is safe. And so he just turns away and she's like, why not tell us where it is right now? And Teferi then says, well, even planeswalkers can be corrupted. And Karn's the only one with immunity to the oil. And so they basically establish there's a spy among them. Boom, 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 boom. And so everybody's basically...
It's Ricky's Pictionary games.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody's sus. Oh, also, yeah, we play Pictionary and I pointed out the fact that you can make anything work with Among Us. And sadly it did. Like, I could literally make it work with anything. That would be interesting to do for an episode, but I don't know how we do it. So, basically, Jaya says that she's not a spy, and Sten says, well, you wouldn't know if you were. Like, that's the whole point. The way these sleeper agents work, like we mentioned before, you have your soul still intact.
Also, as you can see from Sten's card here, he's paranoid.
He's very paranoid. So, as we go through, we basically see each of the different characters kind of exploring this tower. And they are basically running into Phyrexians left, right, and center. The entire tower is infested with them. To the point where it's like transforming parts of the tower as they are trying to go through it. With like little bits of eyeballs and pipes and stuff like that.
Are we in Among Us or Harry Potter?
The answer to your question may surprise you. So
I know, that's why I want it.
So basically what winds up happening is that Karn starts telling them, okay, well, let's split up. And so the first person he splits up with is Teferi. And so as he's going...
Teferi, if you were a robot, you tell me.
Yeah. Basically, he tells Teferi a location. Remember, he left it at Joyra's workshop in Shiv. And so Karn looks at Teferi and he goes, look, unlike the others, you don't seem to take issue with my unilateral creation of a plan. And Teferi says, well, Urza used you like a tool, and I never questioned it. I should have, and recently, well, Niambi got me thinking. I wish I'd been more thoughtful when I was younger, more observant.
So he wants to make amends and basically be a better friend to Karn, who's been his timeless friend.
And I wish that I treated you better.
You treat me pretty... You've been pretty good recently.
Yeah. Past few seconds have been pretty solid. Give me a hug in the last episode, so... And so Karn basically uses that opportunity. He says, I honor your trust in me, and I can, he says, okay, look, thank you, Teferi, I need your help. Even I cannot watch Silex continuously using the Scryer. I've hidden it in a sea cave by Teleria West. So Karn told him, it's at Teleria West. And so he tells that to Teferi, which we already know, it's not at Teleria West. The whole idea is that he's waiting to see if Phyrexians go to Teleria West. That'll mean that Teferi tipped them off. Smart, right? So that basically happens. You see all the characters doing the really cool magic attacks. I will say, read the story if you want to like get the full experience. Read it instead of listening to this, because I am really just telling you what happens.
Or read it and then listen to this. Still watch our video. Leave a like if you like the video and subscribe.
So basically, Karn and Teferi, as far as Karn knows, Teferi's probably clean. And so
I don't like all your if words.
And so basically what
Each
happens
word.
is they catch a piece of Phyrexian, like a Phyrexian goo, and they put it inside of a capsule, and they create little compasses that allow them to see where the Phyrexians are. But it keeps going all over the place. They can't really determine what's a Phyrexian and what's not. It later is revealed that the reason is because they're literally surrounded by them. They're crawling.
Wonderful.
They're crawling in the walls. They just keep multiplying.
Phyrexians the walls.
Yes. So basically, they split up again, and this time, Karn goes, okay, well, Jaya. And so Karn tells Jaya where a location is. And as they're talking, it's like, okay, this, whatever.
I just imagine it being a tower with like separate paths down, but they all lead to the same place, and just like each one goes a different way, and then just change teams, go a different way.
Yeah, pretty much. And that is what's happening. They keep running back into each other. And so he tells Jaya, and then nothing really changes. He tells her a different location. And then he tells Joda a different location.
If they meet up, they're gonna think Karn's Phyrexian.
And
Like,
then
he told me this. He told me this. Look at his fried boot.
And so basically what goes through, and it's really good characterization. You get to see Jaya and Joda actually team up because they're from they're the main characters during Ice Age, Jaya and Joda. And so you get to see all this stuff unfold, and you get all these different characterizations.
So Joda does have characterization.
No, Joda has a lot, but the thing is that he was really heavily misused in Time Spiral, to the point where like he was just kind of like, and so he doesn't really have much to do.
And he fell off after that, and then just got his card in Dominaria.
And then Dominaria had his card, and then there was the failed yet pretty fun Magic Legends that came out, and they had him, and he was going to be a primary character in that story, and that was supposed to have the return of Leshrac, and it would have been epic, but no.
Was Leshrac his villain in Ice Age?
Leshrac was one of the villains in Ice Age, yeah.
Nice.
So that's the thing, is that I was expecting, I was like, yes, we're going to get Leshrac, we're going to get like, Magic Legends is going to be this huge thing, it's going to be super awesome, I'm going to be like the first one there.
What if this set wasn't supposed to happen, and they were going to tell this story through Magic Legends?
That would have been amazing. I would love that. But Magic Legends was mismanaged, and I had broken the system, and I was doing amazing in that game. So it's too bad, far too bad. So basically, what's happening is that the reason the Phyrexians are able to get is integrated into the tower is because of all the Thran technology in New Archive. Ow. And so basically, Karn is looking at Teferi's wound because Teferi got like this giant gash across his gut from Phyrexian. And obviously, if there's any oil in it, maybe he's contaminated. And so he's worried, Karn is worried that the oil could be so potent that simply having it enter a wound would be enough to contaminate you.
I mean, I think that would be how it works anyway.
The thing is, completion.
Usually infections get through an
Exactly.
orifice.
But completion tends to be a lot more involved, but they don't know what the level is. Because we know that looking back at Mirrodin, the oil was very fast acting because the Mirrans were already partially metal, partially organic. And that was one of the main things.
At least it was just angry.
Well, no, she was a little bit of both. And so that's the thing.
I thought she was mad about being dead.
That too. So basically, they
Squeeze
decide
like candlelight.
they go up to this power stone that's powering everything, and they think, okay, if we take out the power stone, we'll be able to lock down everything, and everything can be good now, right? And so as they're going up there, he talks to Sten, and he looks at Sten, and he's like, I need to confide the Silex's location. If I am damaged and cannot reach it, the knowledge cannot be lost. And Sten looks at him, and he's like, I understand. You have my honor. You have my trust. I'm a nobleman. And he was not perturbed. His focus lay on the wires and the walls. Should that happen, you are to determine which among the planeswalkers you can trust, so that the Silex can be brought to New Phyrexia in order to destroy the Phyrexians at their center. I hesitate to ask this, as it would involve asking a planeswalker to sacrifice themselves to repair my mistake, and he goes, it would be an immense responsibility. And he goes, I concealed it in the ruins of Trocair on Sarpedia. That's all I needed. Sten said, his voice, a sudden hiss, sounded horribly familiar. Yes, Sten was the sleeper agent.
I wanted it to be Joda. I really wanted it to be Joda.
As we're recording this, today is the day that Joda's card got revealed, and he's just a 5-color Legends Matters card, and he's insanely overpowered.
Oh, yeah. So it's a good card either way.
It's an incredible card. Like, he's
are you going to make that the new leader of your heroes deck?
That's the thing, is I think I'm going to have to. It's that good. He basically gives all legendary creatures cast from your hand Cascade. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Cascade for Legends. So it's just more Legends. And then he also has a Coat of Arms effect, but only for Legends.
It would have fit in my Legends before it became the Gates.
It's true. And now there's another gate. But basically everything gets terrible. The Phyrexians are everywhere. Sten thinks, well, what Sten used to be, thinks that essentially they've already found where it's going to be, the Flagstones of Trocair, which basically is nowhere. There's nothing there. And they think, okay, we tricked them, we bamboozled them, and now we are going to have control over everything. But that means that, yes, Joda, Teferi, and Jaya, and Karn are clear for now.
I'm glad Teferi is. Like I said, I would have been so upset if it was Teferi. I just got here!
Oh, nuts. And so basically, as the story comes to a close, they're still stuck in the actual tower, but they're able to summon the Weatherlight. And so that's what basically happens. They hit a button, they summon the little thing. They summon the Weatherlight, and Jaya burns off everything while they wait. And so, what's cool is throughout the story, you basically see how Karn and Joda have facets of Urza in them in the way they act. Karn already, you've seen that he tries to act alone. He tries to act like he knows better. He's obsessed with stopping the Phyrexians. Meanwhile, Joda is very opinionated. He has his own, it's his way or the highway kind of things. So yeah, it's cool to see Urza's lineage living on. And both of these characters are near immortals. So, yeah, it's so good. It's such a fun story.
It's amazing.
And next up, we're going to be continuing with essentially what happened to Johnny when he went after everybody.
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody else is fine too.
Probably.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe for the video. Did we say that? And,
yes,
yeah.
you did.
Go ahead and tune in next time. We're going to continue the story of Dominaria United.
United.
Bye, guys.